Hello, this is Tina. Welcome to the Inner Wild. Today, we're sitting in the passenger seat. Welcome to my passenger seat for the time being. And we are doing a magical energy reading on an Odin stone. It's impromptu because there's still sand in here. I found it less than 20-30 minutes ago. And consider yourself lucky to be part of this magical moment. This is an energy exchange, not just a mutual one, but an equal energy exchange. So whatever you've received from this is exactly what you've given in return. So thank you very much in advance. Please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe button and the notifications bell. And thank you to those that already have. So today is May 2nd, 2021, and it is a Sunday. Yeah, 1:12 on the clock. We found ourselves an Odin stone, yeah? Yes, and I found another one too, but that's mine. Okay, remember this is a general reading, and let's start. You know, I test these out, by the way, before I decide on reading them. Not all of them, but if I'm going to do a single stone, I kind of test it to see if I get one interpretation out of it. And so let me not forget about that and start there. And the other thing is, if you find any of these interpretations offensive, not to worry, because it's an energy read. Therefore, I am the one that chose this stone, ultimately, with the help of my guides. And it's to provide parallel insights to what we're not seeing. So that means whatever I say for you, for the most part, also goes through me. Because it's also a general energy read for me. The majority of the stuff sticks to me, but, you know, that's a little secret. If you need a little moral support. Yeah? Okay. Alright. So, where did I start on this? Okay. I saw someone painting. They are doing some type of artwork, and they know that when they're working on this artistic piece, whatever that may be for you, I see painting here, but it's also teaching, like writing on a chalkboard. But it's in like this abstract form of teaching. So, like non-traditional. So when you're painting here, you have this vision, and while you're going through it, it's done when it's done, but you don't hit that sweet spot until you're very involved in it. But when you tend to paint, you're looking for that sweet spot. You don't know where it is, you don't know when it's going to come, but you know that once you're involved in it, that there's this open window to another frame of mind. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, you can see it now. It's not as straightforward. As you can see, the hole goes through here and then exit off to this side area. Can you see it? I'll have to do pictures. Okay. Oh, I also see that there is divine inspiration for what you're doing. I often find I'm very surprised and shocked. Like, I'm wowed at certain times, and I know that that is divine inspiration, and I know I get help from them. So always honor that part of it. By that I also mean, and also for myself, not to downplay your works of art, what you're doing. Obviously, if something is divinely inspired, there's something very purposeful and fulfilling about it. So it's something that you should not deny, not just be proud of, but be grateful for. Okay, so there's like this tiny hole that goes through the top, like almost window lighting to right here, coming through here. Yeah, you can see it now. So it's this window of light that shines through. I see an I with a tilde on your artwork. So some of you might be international. What's I with a tilde? I know there's E with a tilde, but is there I with a tilde? I'm sorry, I haven't taken Spanish in many years. But maybe there's some language with an I in like.
But the I with accent mark follows for many languages.
Another insight is it's a candle, a flame, lit, blowing against you. You see, you're right here, or we're right here, and the wind is coming through. The flame is flowing that way. So, whatever obstinate force there is, you are not battling it, confronting it, channeling it, facing it forward, not letting it stop you from creating a piece of art. Yes, yes, yes. What else are we saying about this? Spirit, angels. Of course, I invite you in formally. The things that you see are very shocking. Kind of put you in this embarrassing, awkward place. As you can see, the eyes and the mouth expression here, both of them reach out towards this back area, this bottom flow. Okay, so I don't know how I got there, and sometimes you don't know how you got into certain situations. Sometimes mistakes like witnessing certain things put you in an embarrassing spot. The left eye is bigger than the right eye, so left eye is like your receptive state. So the things that you receive from this world are very shocking, very surprising. Open your eyes a little bit more than the norm. And the right eye is almost like a tunnel vision. So your right eye is your action-oriented, logical, strategic, structured side. And I think that means that you're very focused in what you're doing. Maybe it's a little confusing for you. It puts you in an awkward spot because the depth perception between what you're receiving intuitively as well as like what you're observing from the world, as well as what you're focusing on, what you're intending to focus on, are like a contrast.
It's like vertigo, disorienting.
And whatever you see fuels out to your being. That's like a part of you. Whatever you see and you can't unseen, or something like that. You can't unsee what you've already seen. 10:03 on the clock. Okie dokie. Oh, this head. Okay, that's us, right? We're painting something, we're creating something. Now, this reminds me of like a dimple. Yeah, like a dimple in time. Instead of a wrinkle in time, it's a dimple in time. So you leave an impression whenever you create something. You leave an impression on this world. Whether you might see it or not, you do. And what else? What else? There's something else here because I can see through the left eye, through the inside here, some part of you. When you're observing and taking information, people are aware that you are taking in that information, but yet you are considered like an innocent bystander. You are kind of left alone, almost spared. Yeah. It's almost like an even exchange. Not quite equal, but there's an awareness on the exchange. They know that you're receiving the information as you are receiving it. It could be after the fact, but there's a certain awareness, insight. When people see that you've seen, it also brings an awareness to them, a different kind of awareness. They are more aware of their actions because they know you've seen it. So there's this essence of possible guilt or shame on another party if there's any transgressions or any errors that they've made that you've witnessed. And it doesn't completely point to any bad actions that they're doing, but they are more aware of what they're doing once they notice that you've observed it. That's cool. That's a very good place. Like it's purposeful. It's sometimes you might not realize that everything has a purpose, and that's one very good example of something that's mundane or that can be overlooked that is very purposeful.
This applies to self, others, and situations.
You know, with ascension, you're helping others along the way, along your own ascension path. Well, that's part of it, the awareness. Mm-hmm. Okay. What else, Spirit? What have you got to tell the rest? What are your thoughts? I see almost like chromosomes. You see too here? It's almost like a mating, it's a bonding, it's interacting. Chromosomes, amoebas, because I see this, imprint here. Not just the puncture, but one is more developed than the other. So it's like one is teaching the other, but they're both maybe of two different worlds, because I see two like eyes here that's speaking to the other. Two different species, but almost like cousins. So they're relative, but they are different. So I see an interaction here, a bonding. You might find the value of networking, or might start to see not just the purpose in it, but the value in it. Mm-hmm. Those could be two separate things or very much the same thing. That's another lesson in itself to understand the parallel. I'm not sure what happens when two chromosomes interact. I forget because it's been a while.
They are bonded from DNA strands that form our likeness, from our ancestry, but in some also form our uniqueness.
Okay, now we do have another expression here. It's kind of hard for me to read. Jack Skellington, Day of the Dead type of image here. But it's like you've got something to say. You see how this mouth is edging out to the profile? Maybe you speak out of the side of your mouth. I don't know what that idiom means. Does that mean that you don't always say what you mean? I don't think that's really intentional. When people don't say what they mean, I don't think that 100% means that it's 16:19 on the clock. It's intentional.
It's intentional when you speak out of both sides of your mouth.
But you might do that. I'm thinking in your higher self. It could mean like gossiping, but at the same time, I think it could be, but you're not 100% aware of how you speak out of the side of your mouth. I got in trouble a little bit ago with spirit on that. My angels are like, no. At a certain point, it's just extra. Mm-hmm. So I'm just saying that because we need to be aware that we're not invincible. 17:17 on the clock, that we are all prone to human error and mistakes, that we slip up every now and then. The more we are aware, the more cognizant, the more mindful, we set the bar higher for the human condition. Because
we always have a choice in how we conduct ourselves, both internally and externally. Our responses in each plane builds an interconnected network, so that beehive mentality is subconscious, if not intentional.
So, because you might be in disbelief, okay? So that was my error too, okay? You might be in disbelief of the things that you have, or you might also think that people might not really believe you and how genuine these experiences are. So you kind of speak out of the side of your mouth, like, and then this happened, and then that happened, and then similar to that demeanor. Because the eyes, yeah. They're very much in tie. Because the other side to this is you in the background, observing. But then there's this side of you where you're less intuitive. It doesn't completely go all the way through it, but it's left an impression on you. whereas the right side is completely receptive. It's the bottom part of what you're taking in here, what we just talked about. Yeah, yeah. So you've taken in partially the stuff that has left an impression on you, has you talking. Okay, that's it for today. 1942 on the clock, and hopefully you got something out of it. Bye for now. I'm sorry I stopped so suddenly. Anyway, I just wanted to finish off this reading. Okay, so the last thing here, you see this here. Now, while I can't expect a majority to have issues with smoking to the point where it's hazardous to your health, I would hope not. You know, the hole in the throat. Maybe it's also a message for you out there. If it is, it's always hazardous to your health as well as others. But that you have an open throat chakra. I mean, it could be that you have some kind of a chin piercing. Do people have chin piercings? I think you can't get piercings anywhere, but I think it's more so that you have an open throat chakra. Yeah, because here, the painting, right? That is the same hole right here. So it's an open throat chakra. So whatever you're doing as art also helps you speak your voice. So to continue that, I'm getting that message to continue that. And I think that is all. Let's look.
You might also double check everything constantly before you say you're done, but you can always find something if you continue with it. Ultimately, you know you have to let it go at some point. This may apply to situations, people, and concepts.
Yeah, that you've experienced some kind of pain, because you see this stripe over here? It's almost like a bandage, and what that reminds me of is Van Gogh. I think it's Van Gogh or Picasso. It was bandaged to cover his ear. I think he went a little crazy and cut off his ear. I think there might be something to do with mental health that had to do with some kind of physical pain. The physical pain initiated the internal pain. Yeah. Or added to it anyway. So I think that's it for now. If you liked it, hit the like button. Thank you very much for joining me. Hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Until then, oh yeah, let me know if you like these things so that I could do more of them. I like doing these. It's very interesting. Oh, there's something else. There's a little sparkle to this finish, but it's very hard to see. I mean, I started out in the natural sunlight, and I didn't even see it then. So, you have to see that you're also a magical being. Yeah, it's hard to see to the naked eye. You might find it hard to see that in yourself, or you can only see it in different lights. Yeah. All right. Thanks very much. I will see you again later.